Hey, it's me, JackitK, and I was gonna live could record this, but I have a lot of serious stuff to talk about. I'm not gonna remember it all as is, and for some reason, just the pressure of playing a game while doing it was a little too much for me. So I figured that you can just enjoy the Pokemon Shuffle footage I have while I go over the details. First of all, you might have noticed that the channel's kind of been on hiatus for a while. I thought I would be able to go through July without any issues, but unfortunately, I was busy in July and I didn't record enough. Even if I did hit some really low points in that month. I want to get the stuff that the people watching would want to hear the most out of the way, and that's what's going to be coming up in the future. Well, unfortunately, I am just going to consider everything minus Freedom Planet cancelled. You know, I might come back to it if I ever feel up to it, but I need to start as much of a fresh slate as I possibly can. And with Freedom Planet, it's not really a matter of I want to go through with it. Although if I absolutely didn't, I would be canceling it. It's more of a fact that I recorded everything up to the final level. And it's a game that I wanted to fully experience anyway, so it sucked to just, oh, I'm not gonna play the game anymore just because I don't feel like recording it. And the final boss should be fun. I've heard a lot of fun things about the final boss. So hopefully that'll be entertaining enough to justify finishing the series. But I am taking a new approach with Let's Plays. In the past, I just recorded and uploaded them as I went along to some degree. Sometimes there would be a bug, but point being, I think I'm gonna change that to I am not gonna even upload episode 1 of a Let's Play, playthrough, etc. until I am almost done, if not completely done. Definitely not until I get any graphics that would be needed for the playthrough. And probably to relieve myself of some pressure, not until I have it mostly recorded. I feel that's the big problem with my playthroughs. I've been putting less and less work into them because I just don't have the time. And it just makes it less and less rewarding to make the videos. So I feel this way, if I start a series, I have the pressure on myself to upload it on a consistent basis until it's done. If I wait until I'm almost done making the Let's Play to upload it, I feel I can take my time. Which brings me to what would be filling up the channel in the meantime. Over the past couple of years, a big problem with keeping up with YouTube is I've just got an interest in things besides YouTube. So I think the best way to approach it would be to combine them all into one thing, and I know it's kind of silly, but I've given up on trying to be a full-time YouTuber, but the thought's still back in my head. And I feel like there's some hobbies, like making crafts, that just aren't justifiable unless I try to make a little profit off it. So I'm trying to find ways to combine all my passions into one thing, if that makes any sense. So I can just dedicate a certain amount of time to all of that and consider it one thing. Problem is I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing in general, so which is why I have a hard time describing it. But I'm hoping that means for this YouTube channel that I'll be bringing more than just Let's Plays to it. I want to bring back Amiibo show, but I'm probably going to be reclassifying more as like either Amiibo story or Artcraft story. Just take one day a week, talk about either Amiibos or customizations I've been making, drawings, whatever I feel like doing that week. I want to be a lot more loose with my channel in general. And on the concept of not having playthroughs constantly fill up, because I do want to have something gaming related, what I'm doing right now is kind of what I think I'm going to be doing at least once a week, once I really get the channel back into play. Basically, once a week, just gonna take the week, just gonna do some recording and upload it during the weekend of just whatever I feel like playing. Whether it be a game I want to catch up on, or something going on I want to show off, like maybe Splatfest. I'm gonna try to have things like that, and we'll see how that goes. I just trying to find a balance between being loose, relax myself, because unless this actually becomes a full-time thing, I won't be able to dedicate the time I want to YouTube or even the internet in general. So I gotta cut back on what I do and make sure what I do take the time to upload and create is actually worth the time I put into it, if that makes sense. And I think the best, it's still tentative, but my current plan involves what I said before of not doing playthroughs until they're practically done. That way I can put as much time and effort I want into them and not feel any sort of pressure. Secondly, every weekend I'm going to be doing this gaming thing where I just play a game and talk about how my week's gone. It'll give me a chance to play stuff that I've been meaning to finish up, as well as current gaming events. Like maybe one time I'll cover the Smash DLC I downloaded. Other times it might be Splatfest. That weekend's just gonna be for whatever I want gaming wise, and I do want to dedicate one day a week to just talk about what else has been going on in my life. I don't want to do vlogs. Ugh, that's a whole nother story I forgot I gotta get into. But I want to like cross promote what I'm doing with my art channel, which I pretty much separated from the gaming commentary as JackitK versus JackitK. It'll make more sense if I put it on screen, but basically one has KAY at the end, and I'm dedicating that more towards the convention stuff and arts and crafts stuff I do. Again, this is not finalized yet. I believe it'll take me until the end of September to finally get back into YouTube fully, but I have had stuff that I wanted to upload to fill out any gaps I might have in my time anyways. Hopefully we'll be getting some more content this month than I had at the end of July. Unfortunately, Freedom Plan is just going to take a while to get back into. I want to make more progress with recording and uploading it before I start uploading the episodes again. Kind of want to get to a point where I'm so close to done that I don't have to have any pressure of putting the series on hiatus again before it's done. So I thank you for your patience if you've been enjoying that. It all boils down to there's a lot I want to do for YouTube and internet in general, but I just can't afford to do it anymore. So I have to find a balance between working my way towards a 9 to 5 that I would enjoy and still having the time to put it into YouTube and be able to do the parts of the internet that I enjoy. I got an idea of a way that I can combine all my different hobbies and passions online into one place, but I'm not going to go more into that until I'm certain that I can pull it off. I feel like I've been all over the place with this video, so feel free to ask any questions you may have. I'm better at explaining things in written word than talking anyways. It's just, for YouTube, it's easier to make a video and talk about it than it is to write it out. Weird how that works. That's it for updates, so you can stop watching if you want. I just feel I can spend the rest of the time in this video going a little more into details of what's been going on in my life. So, July I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of time because I had 2 conventions. Unfortunately, what I didn't see was just life without trying to find a balance between personal and too personal. Life's been sucking for me lately. I'm just way too old to be in this situation. And I'm trying to get full-time, but part-time's the best I can get, and it just ain't paying off. The only reason I'm able to do what I'm doing currently is because I have people to support me. But that kind of eats away at your pride the older you get. And I kind of hit a pretty low point. I was kind of pushing myself through it with Con Bravo, and when Con Bravo was over, for a little while I lost track of what there was to look forward to anymore. And I'm not going to go into detail of what happened next. But it's safe to say that I feel guilty that I put everyone around me through it, and it is embarrassing. I'm trying to use what happened in consequence for those actions to keep myself from reaching that low of a point again. Don't worry, it's nothing illegal. Just, I upset my parents a little, I suppose. I've been using everything that happened as a driving point to keep myself from feeling that low again. I feel like I'm getting too old to not be living on my own, not have my own health insurance, and only be working part-time. I'm actually kind of scared of what's going to happen if I don't improve those things and actually get my own health insurance before I'm too old to be under someone else's health insurance. To be fair to myself, I've at least improve the things I pay for on my own. I pay for my own gas to and from work all the time. I pay for any expenses that I wouldn't consider necessity to get through everyday life. So I pay for my own video games when I buy them. I pay for my own amiibos. I pay for my own gas. If I'm eating out after lunch, I'll pay for my own lunch. Heck, I'd probably buy my own food if there weren't already people supplying dinner for the whole family. However, there's a lot that I still have to work towards paying for myself. My biggest embarrassment in that department is my own cell phone bill. It was just too... Currently I have a family plan, so it's way too easy to just leave it to someone else. That's gonna be my first step, though. I'm resolving to start paying for my own phone bill by the end of this month. Part of the reason I've been putting it off for so long, though, is just I've been thinking of getting a different phone that'd be more affordable for me. Because I really want those no contract phones. Seem like they're a good fit for me because I never use any of the data plan, or at least I don't use up the data plan on my current phone. Not even close. Car insurance is another one that comes up, but car insurance is the one thing that's keeping me from owning the vehicle that I drive, despite the fact that I'm the only one who drives it. It's just something that it is, though, and once I get a full-time job, I'm hoping I can work on fixing that problem too, along with being able to afford the rent to move on my own. But the point is, there's a lot of work I need to do to be independent, and I'm starting to get too old to be dependent on others. And that's just been eating away at me more than anything else. If I can one day pull that off through YouTube, that'd be great, but The reality is I'll probably have to be doing my own job. I went to school, I got my own education. I have all the tools I should need to be able to make a path for myself. I'm just struggling with that midpoint between the college education and the full-time career. I hope none of you mind that really long, and it's kind of a little embarrassing to go that much detail into myself, but I feel like it's a part of what was keeping me from YouTube for a while. So if nothing else, it feels good to get it off my chest. I kind of felt that I needed to at least go a little into all of that. Like always, I'll do my best to keep you guys updated through social media. If I do have any drastic changes, I'll let you guys know here as well. Long story short, life sucks. Haven't been able to dedicate to YouTube. It's time to grow up. But I don't want to give up what I love doing despite that. So I gotta fiddle around with stuff. And I think I'm starting to get an idea of how to keep the two in balance, but I have to try it out to see. Hopefully this can be a weekly thing and I'll have less depressing topics to talk about next time. Until then, take care everyone.